lastly to Joanne, my dance partner for life, chief decorator, traveller, commuting buddy, walnut bagger. You look amazing today. What an adventure it's been. Who would have thought standing in that pub in Stockholm 8 years ago that we'd be standing here today amongst family and friends as husband, and wife. And when I think back over those 8 years, making this work across the miles, and the many miscommunications between British English and Canadian English, I do feel like we've made it here against all odds. I'm going to borrow a few lines from that great British statesman Phil Collins. This bond between us can't be broken. You'll be in my heart from this day on, now and forevermore. And with that, I'd like to raise a toast to Joanne, my new wife. To Joanne.
Matt mentioned a little bit about how him and Joanne met in Stockholm in a bar. And actually one day at night recently I asked Joanne, how did that happen? And she told me the story about how she was in this pub and she walked across and there was this tall, dishy, handsome, English man with his collar popped. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, how much has this girl had to drink? This is the same guy that opted in to do an additional course at school in astronomy in his lunch breaks. I used to wear a cape to dinner at Cambridge. What ensued, was this crazy, amazing story, where a couple met in a bar in Stockholm, had a first date in an airport in Copenhagen, moved halfway over the world, It's a truly inspirational story. And actually, when you know Matt like me, and him this very calm, rational, deep-thinking, methodical individual, you'd be forgiven if you thought that he simply just lost his mind. Or, the alternative scenario is that Joanne is clearly a very, very special person.
Mike, what do you mean your daughter is perfect? How do you know that? I have an answer. Genetics. Well, Joanne, when I look at you, I can still see the inner child. And that child is happy. One day, Joanne, you came back from a European research trip, and the first thing came out of your mouth was, I met a guy. And you said, this is different. And it was different. And you can imagine our excitement and curiosity to meet Mr. Perfect. Angela, Graham, you should be proud of yourselves. You raised an extraordinary man. With open arms and open hearts, we welcome Matt and his family into our family. Yesterday, many of you were guests at their house, and you could appreciate that piece of paradise. Today, we're here in this piece of paradise, and we're all their guests. Everything that is happening today, Matt and Joanne made it happen.
I, Joanne, choose you, Matthew, to be my husband.
I, Matthew, choose you, Joanne, to be my wife.
To have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health, in joy and in sorrow, to love and to cherish, and to be faithful to you alone.
I pledge to learn and to grow with you. I pledge to explore and to adventure with you.
I pledge you my love and respect, my laughter and my tears. With all that I am, I honor you.
What you see, it's a beautiful couple of very successful young professionals. And when you see them doing things together, it's fascinating.
I just know you guys are meant to be together because you complement each other so well.
They're great together, they really are, and I wish them all the happiness and all the wealth in the next part of their exciting life together.
So please join us, raise your glasses for the bride and groom. Cheers.
It is my honor and delight to declare you henceforth husband and wife, and you may seal your vows with a kiss.